ready, sir? You can start. Name, sir?
Yes, madam.
Sir, ready, sir. You start.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Good morning to another gathering here. It's my immense pleasure to welcome the gathering of Ph.D. Voce examination under the able guidance of Dr. P. Gopinathan sir, retired assistant professor of Department of Sports Psychology and former sports secretary of our sports university. So in this fine occasion, first of all, I would like to welcome our respected external examiner, Dr. Paul G. Singh sir. So on behalf of the Department of Education and my own behalf, we wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. I do welcome the research supervisor and the convener of this Voce examination, Dr. P. Gopinathan sir. On behalf of the Department of Education and my own behalf, we wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. I do welcome the research scholar, Mr. Joshua Edison. In this fine occasion, I welcome you, sir. I do welcome the faculty members of Department of Physical Education, Dr. Tirumala Kumar sir, Lily Madam Kumaraveli sir, Rajesh sir, Jayakumar sir, and Vel Kumar sir, and Lakshmanan, and also faculty members from the various Department of Sports University, and also the faculty members from the various institutions, and also the Joshua's are working institution, Joshua's are family members, MPhil PhD scholars, professor friends, and my dear students. Once again, I welcome you all in this fine occasion. Now I hand over the session to research supervisor and convener of this Voce examination, Dr. P. Gopinathan sir, for further proceedings. Over to you, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good morning to all. As a guide, I also personally welcome all the participants, especially the external examiner, Dr. J. Paul G. Singh, the scholar, professors, professional friends for the Viva exam of my scholar, the Joshua Edison. This fine occasion, I would like to special welcome to my own research guide and the well-wisher, Dr. Krish Kalina Madam, and the Dr. S. Tirumala Kumar, who is instrumental for keeping the scholar under my guidance. I especially welcome both of them, and also I welcome the professor head Department of Education and COE in charge for the Voce examinations. It is my pleasant duty to introduce the external examiner and scholar as per the protocol of the university Voce examinations. Today, the external examiner is Dr. J. Paul G. Singh. He is working as Director of Education, Ayyanadar Janaki Ammal College, Sivagaji. He is native of Kanyakumari district. He did his BSc Education program from Ayyanadar Janaki Ammal College, where he is working at present. He has completed the MBA and PhD program from Annamalai University, MSc Psychology from our own university, Tamil Nadu Education Sports University, Diploma in Coaching Athletics Discipline from NIS Bangalore. He has cleared UGC lectureship examination, NET exam, in the year 2004. He has served YMCA College of Education for the period of 8 years. Then he served Tamil Nadu Police Academy, that is in Bandalur. There he served for 1 year, duration of 1 year. For a period of 1 year as an athletic coach for the police training students. In 2010, he has joined Ayyanadar Janagimal College as Director of Investigation. From there onwards, he is working there. He has completed UGC funded one major project. He has successfully created 3 PhDs and at present 3 are undergoing. Every year he is organizing more number of intercollegiate tournaments for the Madurai Kamaraj University. He has once in 2015 and 16, he has organized South Zone Inter-University Badminton Tournament. Yes, he is very simple, humble and hard worker. Every year he is producing more number of university degrees from this college. He is taking athletic coaching as a regular assignment besides the routine work. I am very proud of him to be the external examiner for the today's Viva examination. Once again, I welcome and thank for your presence as an external examiner. Coming to the scholar, Mr. D. Joshua Edison. He has completed BSc and MSc Mathematics program in Madras Christian College. Completed BPEd program in UNC College of Education, MBA and MPhil from Pondicherry University. He has cleared UGC NET examination in the year 2012. He has served Dr. MGR Institute of Higher Education for the period of 6 years as assistant professor for handling the BPES program. Thereafter, he served UNC College for the period of 2 years as assistant professor. In 2017, he got appointment in the DIET as lecturer through Teachers Recruitment Board. In 2017, he has joined DIET Kanchipuram as a lecturer. There is a training school. Within a month, he was deputed SCRT for handling the syllabus framing for the physical education program as well as mathematics program for the Tamil Nadu textbook corporations. 2 times he has served as a state coordinator for preparing the syllabus and curriculum for the 6th and 7th standard Tamil Nadu textbook preparations. These are the introduction of the examiner as well as the scholar. Now I hand over the session to the external examiner, Dr. J. Pal Singh. Sir, please. Sir, Pal, sir.
Sir, I'm audible?
Right. Take your own thing, sir.
Thank you so much for your nice introduction about me and the research scholar. I'm really happy to be here this afternoon through this platform. So first of all, I thank my coach and teacher and mentor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. M. Sundar sir, and most respected Registrar Dr. V. Gopinath, beloved Controller of Examination and Head of the Department of Physical Education, Dr. S. Manikandan, and Dr. Grace Elena Madam, Professor, Department of Exercise Physiology, Dr. S. Tirmalakma, Professor and NAC Coordinator, and all the head of the departments, all the faculty members, research scholars, and student friends in Tamil Nadu Physical Education Sports University for inviting me as an external examiner for Mr. D. Joshua Edison, the Viva's examination. So let me thank the research supervisor and guide, Dr. P. Gopinathan sir. I would like to share one thing about him. Grace Elena, Madam, first scholar. So I had a chance to attend Gopinathan sir Ph.D. Viva's examination at YMCA College, maybe in the year 2006. So after his presentation, for my principal, Esther Renji Madam asked a lot of questions continuously, but they answered those questions clearly. Such a courageous supervisor and researcher. So let me invite Mr. D. Joshua Edison, research scholar, to present his research work under the title Isolated and Combined Effect of Proprioceptive Neuromuscular Facilitation Technique and Surya Namaskar on selected physical, physiological, and psychological variables among college men. Mr. D. Joshua, please begin with your presentation.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all. Madam, is my...
Sir, can you open the screen directly instead of opening this? Stop the share and directly open the PowerPoint slide.
Okay. Shall I stop my...
Share the PowerPoint presentation slideshow
Yes.
directly.
Is my PowerPoint is...
Joshua sir, slideshow la ponga.
It was visible. நீங்க அதே இப்ப என்ன பண்ணீங்களோ அதே திரும்ப பண்ணுங்க சார். Please do it again.
Yes, madam. Is it visible, madam?
Sir, you have started the PowerPoint again. Please share the
Yes.
PowerPoint slideshow.
Edison, please give F5. That's all. Press
Is
F5.
it now share?
Joshua sir, மேல ஸ்லைட் ஷோ இருக்கு அதுல போங்க. ஸ்லைட் ஷோ மேல இருக்கு பாருங்க, அதுல போனீங்கன்னா ஒண்ணாயிரம். ஸ்லைட் ஷோ மேல இருக்கு பாருங்க, டாப்ல. ஸ்லைட் ஷோ மேல பாருங்க. அந்த ரெட்டுக்கு கீழே. ரெட் லைன் கீழ இருக்கு பாருங்க, ஸ்லைட் ஷோ.
Yes, sir. Slide show போட்டேன் சார்.
ஸ்லைட் ஷோ போட்ட ஃபுல்லும் ஒரே இதா வந்துரும். அதுல போடுங்க.
போட்டேன் சார்.
லேப்டாப் இத சப்போர்ட் பண்ணலைங்க சார், அதனால தான்.
ஜோஷுவா இது ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டு ஷேர் பண்ணும்போது ஸ்லைட் ஷோ ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. பிபிடி ஷேர் பண்ணாம ஸ்லைட் ஷோ ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க.
ஓகே. Okay. Now it is clear. Now it is clear.
It's clear, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning to all, and I welcome you all for my PhD Viva Voce, and I also welcome my research supervisor and external examiner, Dr. Paul Jiva Singh sir, and also the other dignitaries here. My research topic My research topic was isolated and combined effect of proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation technique and Surya Namaskar and selected physical, physiological, and psychological variables among college men. And in this study, I chose three training methods. First of all, I'll explain what is training. Just a small introduction about training. Training can be broadly classified into two types. One is that is general training. The other one is sports training, which is general training helps the a person to keep him fit and to do the daily routine activity smoothly. And sports training is basically it involves some specific training according to the particular sport. So in this study, there are three trainings. One is PNF, that is the full form of PNF is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation technique. Pnf stretching is a group of stretching procedures involving alternating contraction and relaxation of the muscles being stretched. It is also a combination of active and passive stretching technique. The next one is Surya Namaskar and sun salutation. So Surya Namaskar combines yogasanas and pranayama. It is between Siddhilakarna Vyayama and yogasanas and bring about the general flexibility of the body, and also it also develops the overall personality of a person. This is usually done both at sunrise and sunset. The last one is combined training, which is a combination of both this PNF and Surya Namaskar. My reason for the selection of topic was usually the normal training methods like our continuous training, plyometric training, and resistance training, which is mostly given for specific sport or a general training, which may cause some serious injuries to the normal person. So I adopted this training, that is PNF and Surya Namaskar, which can be done by any common person, and it also helps a person to keep his or her body physically fit, and also it helps to do the routine activities, day-to-day routine activities normally and smoothly. And the statement of the problem was to find out the isolated and combined effect of proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation technique and Surya Namaskar on selected physical, physiological, and psychological variables among college men. The significance of the studies were the results of the study would be of great interest to exercise physiologists and physical educators. It would be of great value in designating and administrating PNF technique program and Surya Namaskar programs for those who need such special attention. And also it would provide an additional knowledge in the area of research. The delimitations were 60 male students were selected randomly as subjects from Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute. The selected subjects age were ranged from 18 to 20 years. The experimental study was restricted for a period of 12 weeks. And also the hypothesis, and also to test the hypothesis, the following independent and dependent variables were included in the study. The dependent variables were physical fitness variables, physiological variables, and psychological variables. Totally, there are 10 variables. The independent variables were PNF technique, Surya Namaskar, and combined training and control group. The limitations were certain factors like rational habits, lifestyle, daily routine works, food habits were not taken into consideration, and the climatic condition was not taken into consideration, and their socio-economic status was not considered for this study. The hypothesis was framed that it was 6. The first hypothesis states there might be there might be significant improvement on selected physical fitness variables such as muscular endurance, flexibility, muscular strength, agility, and cardiorespiratory endurance due to the influence of isolated and combined training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar than control group among college men students. Second states that there might be significant improvement on selected physiological variables such as resting pulse rate, respiratory rate, and breath holding time due to the influence of isolated and combined training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar than control group. Third states that there might be significant improvement on selected psychological variables such as self-confidence and anxiety due to the influence of isolated and combined training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar than control group. Fourth states that the combined trainings of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar might significantly improve the selected physical fitness variables such as muscular endurance, flexibility, muscular strength, agility, and cardiorespiratory endurance than that of isolated training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar. Fifth states that the combined trainings of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar might significantly improve the selected physiological variables such as resting pulse rate, respiratory rate, and breath holding time than that of isolated training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar. The last and the sixth hypothesis states that the combined trainings of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar might significantly improve the selected psychological variables such as self-confidence and anxiety than that of isolated training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar among college men students. In the review of related literature, totally 68 reviews were analyzed, and out of that 68 reviews, 32 were pertain to PNF technique and 27 pertain to Surya Namaskar and 9 pertain to combined training. And in all this, with the base of this reviewed literature, related literature, we fix the dependent and independent variables. The methodology, totally 60 subjects were selected by random sampling method, and the orientation was given to the subjects, and also a pilot study was conducted. The pilot study was conducted to find the uniformity in the intensity and duration of the experimental training program, and also based on the response of the subjects in the pilot study, the training schedules was fixed for all the 3 experimental groups. Instrument reliability was also tested, and the instruments used were standard. Testers' competency was tested through the test-retest method. And the subjects were divided into 4 groups. First experiment, the experimental group 1 consists of PNF training, experimental group 2 Surya Namaskar, experimental group 3 combined training, and the 4th group is control group, which doesn't involve in any training. And then the pre-test and post-test were conducted before and after the training program respectively. And the statistical technique used was ANCOVA and Sheffie's post-hoc test. The experimental training were given to all the 3 training groups for the duration of 12 weeks in a schedule of weekly 5 days with 40 to 60 minutes duration. And coming to the training schedule, for the first 3 weeks in PNF training, for the first 3 weeks, totally 5 techniques were given, stretching techniques were given, and the body parts involved were neck, apex extremity, trunk, and lower extremity. The holding duration, holding or relaxation, the holding or rotation duration was 40 seconds, and the number of repetitions was 2 repetitions, and duration of relaxation was 20 seconds. And in the next 3 weeks, that is 4th to 6th week, the holding or rotation duration and the number of repetitions increased consistently. And for the 7th to 9th week, also the number of repetitions and the holding or rotation duration increased consistently. And for the last week, that is from 9 to 12 weeks, the holding or rotation duration was increased to up to 55 seconds, and the number of duration was increased to 5 seconds. In the Surya Namaskar training, for the first 3 weeks, the number of repetitions were 4, and there was relaxation was given after every 2 cycles. For the 3 to 6 weeks, 8. The number of repetitions was increased from 4 to 8, and the relaxation was given after every 4 cycles for 2 minutes. And for the 6th to 9th week, it was the number of repetitions was increased from 8 to 12, and the relaxation was given after every 4 cycles. And for the last 9 to 12 weeks, the number of repetitions was increased from 12 to 16, and the relaxation was given after every 4 cycles. And in the combined training, that is 2 weeks and 2 weeks, the duration, that is the intensity, and that is the holding duration for holding or rotation duration for PNF, and also in Surya Namaskar, the number of repetitions increased, and the load is increased consistently up to 12 weeks. The criterion variables were: in physical fitness variables, muscular endurance was tested with chin-ups, flexibility was tested with sit and reach, muscular strength was tested with push-ups, agility tested with semo-agility test, cardiorespiratory endurance was tested with Cooper's 12 minutes run or walk test, and the physiological variables, breath holding time, resting pulse rate, and respiratory rate was tested manually. The equipments used were nose clip and stopwatch. And the psychological variables, self-confidence and anxiety, were tested by questionnaires. For self-confidence, Rekha Agnihotri self-confidence questionnaire was used, and for anxiety, rate anxiety questionnaire was used. In the statistical technique, ANCOVA was used because there was more than two independent variables, and so the ANCOVA was used. Since there is a significant difference, Sheffie's post-hoc test was administered to find the differences among the paired means. And here now we will move on to the F ratio table. The table 1 shows the computation of analysis of covariance on muscular endurance. Here the pretest, the value of the pretest, the F value of the pretest was 1.22, which was lesser than the table value of 2.77, and hence there was no significant difference in the initial stage. And that is the F value of post hoc test was 19.21, and the F value of adjusted post hoc adjusted means was 34.48, which was above the table value of 2.77. Hence there was significant difference due to the training. And further, it was subjected to Sheffie's post hoc test, and the differences in this Sheffie's post hoc test, there was no significant difference between PNF and Surya Namaskar, as it was less than the obtained confidence interval, and there was significant differences between PNF and combined group and PNF and control group, and also there was significant difference between Surya Namaskar and combined between Surya Namaskar and control, and also control group, and also there was significant difference between combined and control groups. Left side, it shows the bar diagram of the pre-test, pre-post, and adjusted post-test means values on muscular endurance. Next table shows the analysis of covariance on flexibility. The F value of the pre-test, the F value of the pre-test was 1.42, which was lesser than the table value of 2.77. Hence, there was no significant difference in the initial stage. The F value of post-test was 20.10, and the F value of adjusted means was 25.05, which was above the table value of 2.77. Hence, there was significant difference due to different training. Hence, it is subject to post-hoc test. The post-hoc test reveals that there was no significant difference between PNF and combined, and also between Surya Namaskar and combined group. There was significant difference between PNF and Surya Namaskar, and also between PNF and combined group, and also between Surya Namaskar and control group, and between combined and control group. The bar diagram shows the pre, post, and adjusted post-test mean values on flexibility. This table shows the covariance analysis of covariance on muscular strength. Here, the F value of pre-test was 1.11, which was below the table value of 2.77, and hence there was no significant difference in the initial stages. And the F value of post-test was 57.87, and the F value of adjusted means was 62.776, which was above the table value of 2.77. Hence, there was significant difference due to the training. In the post-hoc test, there was no significant difference between Surya Namaskar and combined, and there was significant difference among between PNF and Surya Namaskar, and also between PNF and combined, and also between PNF and control group. There was also significant difference between Surya Namaskar and control group, and also combined between combined and control group. Here the bar diagram shows the pre, post, and adjusted post test mean values on muscular strength. This table shows the analysis of covariance on agility. Here the F value of the pre-test was 1.15, which is below the table value of 2.77. Hence, there was no significant difference in the initial stage. The F value of post-test was 1.17, which was below the table value of 2.77, and hence there was no significant difference. But in the adjusted means, the F value of adjusted means was 4.772, which is above the table value of 2.77. Hence, there was a significant difference due to training, and it was subject to post-hoc test to find the difference among the paired means. In that one, there was only a significant difference between between the combined and control group, and rest of the paired means was insignificant. The bar diagram shows the pre, post, and adjusted post test mean values on agility. This table shows the analysis of covariance on cardiorespiratory endurance. The F value of the pre-test was 1.09, which is below the table value of 2.77, and hence there was no significant difference in the initial stages. The F value of post-test was 23.53, and the adjusted means was the F value of adjusted means was 32.78, which was above the table value of 2.77, and hence there was a significant difference due to training. In the post-hoc test, there was a significant difference between the PNF and combined group, and also the PNF and control group, also Surya Namaskar and combined group, and also between Surya Namaskar and control group, and also between combined and control group, and there was no significant difference between PNF and Surya Namaskar group. The bar diagram shows the pre, post, and adjusted post test mean values on cardiorespiratory endurance. This table shows the analysis of covariance on breath holding time. The F value of the pretest was 1.24, which is below the table value of 2.77, and hence there was no significant difference in the initial stages. And the value of post-test, the F value of post-test was 16.36, and the adjusted means and the F value of adjusted means was 58.03, which was above the table value of 2.77, and hence there was a significant difference because of different training. In the post-hoc test, there was significant differences in all the paired means. That is, between Pnf and Surya Namaskar, there was a significant difference between Pnf and Surya Namaskar. There was a significant difference between Pnf and combined, and also between Pnf and control group, and between Surya Namaskar and combined, and between Surya Namaskar and control group, and also between combined and control group. The bar diagram shows the pre, post, and adjusted post-test mean values on breath holding time. This table shows the analysis of covariance on resting pulse rate. The F value of pretest was 1.10, which was below the table value of 2.77, and hence there was no significant difference in the initial stages. The F value of post-test was 26.56, and the F value of adjusted means was 39.63, which was above the table value of 2.77, and hence there was significant difference due to training. Further, it was subjected to post-hoc test, and there was a significant differences among all the paired means. That is, between Pnf and Surya Namaskar, between Pnf and combined, and also between Pnf and control group, and also between Surya Namaskar and combined, and Surya Namaskar and control group, and also between combined and control group. The bar diagram shows the pre, post, and adjusted post-test mean values on resting pulse rate. This table shows the analysis of covariance on respiratory rate. The F value of pretest was 1.09, which was below the table value of 2.77, hence there was no significant difference in the initial stages. The F value of post-test was 16.79, and the F value of adjusted means was 52.29, and hence which was above the table value of 2.77, and hence there was a significant difference due to different training. And further, it was subjected to post-hoc test. In the post-hoc test, there was a significant difference among all the paired means. That is, between Pnf and Surya Namaskar, between Pnf and combined, between Pnf and control group, and also between Surya Namaskar and combined, Surya Namaskar and control group, and also between combined and control group. The bar diagram shows the pre, post, and adjusted post-test mean values on respiratory rate. This table shows the analysis of covariance on self-confidence. The value of pretest was 1.36, which was below the table value of 2.77, and hence there was no significant difference in the initial stages. And the F value of post-test was 3.26, and the F value of adjusted means was 62.69, which was above the table value of 2.77, and hence there was a significant difference due to different training. Further, it was subject to post-hoc test, and in the post-hoc test, there was a significant difference between all the paired means. That is, between Pnf and Surya Namaskar, between Pnf and combined, and also between Pnf and control group. And also there was a significant difference between Surya Namaskar and combined, and between Surya Namaskar and control group. And also there was a significant difference between combined and control group. The bar diagram shows the pre, post, and adjusted post-test mean values on self-confidence. This table shows the analysis of covariance on anxiety. The pretest value was, the F value of pretest was 1.11, which was below the table value of 2.77, and hence there was no significant difference in the initial stages. And the F value of post-test was 9.69, and the F value of adjusted means was 53.25, which was above the table value of 2.77, and hence there was significant difference due to training. In the post-hoc test, there was significant difference among all the paired means. That is, between PNF and Surya Namaskar, between PNF and combined, and also between PNF and control group. There was also significant difference between Surya Namaskar and combined, and also between Surya Namaskar and control group, and also between combined and control group. The bar diagram shows the pre, post, and adjusted post test mean values on anxiety. The next one is discussion on hypothesis. The first hypothesis stated that there would be significant improvement on selected physical fitness variables such as muscular endurance, flexibility, muscular strength, agility, and cardiorespiratory endurance due to the influence of isolated and combined training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar than control group. The results proved that there was significant improvement on selected physical fitness variables such as muscular endurance, flexibility, muscular strength, and cardiorespiratory endurance, and there was no significant improvement on agility due to the influence of isolated training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar than control group. Hence, the hypothesis was partially accepted. The second hypothesis stated that there would be significant improvement on selected physiological variables such as resting pulse rate, respiratory rate, and breath holding time due to the influence of isolated and combined training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar than control group. The results prove that there was a significant improvement on selected physiological variables such as resting pulse rate, respiratory rate, and breath holding time due to the influence of isolated training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar than control group. Hence, the hypothesis was accepted at 0. Hence, the hypothesis was accepted. The third hypothesis stated that there would be significant improvement on selected psychological variables such as self-confidence and anxiety due to the influence of isolated and combined training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar than control group. The results proved that there was significant improvement on selected psychological variables such as self-confidence and anxiety due to the influence of isolated and training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar than control group. Hence, the hypothesis was accepted. The fourth hypothesis formulated that the combined trainings of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar would significantly improve the selected physical fitness variables such as muscular endurance, flexibility, muscular strength, agility, and cardiorespiratory endurance than that of isolated training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar. The results proved that there was a significant improvement on selected physical fitness variables such as muscular endurance, flexibility, muscular strength, agility, and cardiorespiratory endurance due to the influence of combined training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar. Hence, the hypothesis was accepted. The fifth hypothesis stated that the combined trainings of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar would significantly improve the selected physiological variables such as resting pulse rate, respiratory rate, and breath holding time than that of isolated training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar. The results proved that there was a significant improvement on selected physiological variables such as resting pulse rate, respiratory rate, and breath holding time due to the influence of combined training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar. Hence, the hypothesis was accepted. The last and the sixth hypothesis stated that the combined trainings of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar would significantly improve the selected psychological variables such as self-confidence and anxiety than that of isolated training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar. The results proved that there was significant improvement on selected psychological variables such as self-confidence and anxiety due to the influence of combined training of PNF technique and Surya Namaskar. Hence, the hypothesis was accepted. In the conclusions, it was concluded that there was a significant improvement on muscular endurance due to 12 weeks of PNF stretching, Surya Namaskar training, and combined training among college men. Second states that it was concluded that there was a significant improvement on flexibility due to 12 weeks of PNF stretching, Surya Namaskar training, and combined training. There was a significant improvement on muscular strength due to 12 weeks of PNF stretching, Surya Namaskar training, and combined training. And also that there was no significant improvement on agility due to 12 weeks of PNF stretching, Surya Namaskar training, and combined training among college men. There was a significant improvement on cardiorespiratory endurance due to 12 weeks of PNF stretching, Surya Namaskar training, and combined training. And there was a significant improvement on breath holding time due to 12 weeks of PNF stretching, Surya Namaskar training, and combined training among college men. There was a significant improvement on resting pulse rate, and also there was significant improvement on respiratory rate, self-confidence, and anxiety because of due to 12 weeks of PNF stretching, Surya Namaskar, and to combine training. The recommendations: the PNF stretching technique and Surya Namaskar program may be recommended for the grassroots level sports practitioner. The Surya Namaskar program may be recommended for the young children to maintain their physical and mental qualities. The results of the study can be recommended to the government of Tamil Nadu to incorporate this program in the college curriculum, and the results of the present investigation can be recommended to the Sports Authority of India to add these two trainings in their coaching curriculum, and the similar studies may be conducted among college women students, and also the same study may be conducted among different age groups. Thank you, one and all.
Wonderful presentation, Mr. Joshua. You have selected 60 male students from Dr. NTR Educational and Research Institute.
Yes, sir.
When I gone through your thesis, some of the pictures taken from Voce College. So what are the difficulties you have faced while conducting training and collecting the data?
Yes. The training was conducted in Dr. NTR University, and the test was taken in YMCA College of Physical Education. And during the training, I encountered a little bit of difficulties in orientation of the subjects, and also there was a little bit of difficulty faced in giving training. But all the difficulties was overtook by the support of my faculty members in Dr. MGR University. So they cooperated well, and because of them, the risk was, that is, the difficulty was minimized, and it was went on well.
Okay. So on what basis the training load is increased once in 4 weeks?
The training load was increased once in 3 weeks, and based on the pilot study, and also based on the subject's ability, and in the pilot study we conducted, we analyzed the ability of the subjects, and according to that, and also on the basis on the principles of training load, the intensity and the load was increased subsequently that is on 3 weeks basis, and also in the combined training it was increased for 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, that is repeatedly after 2 weeks, the intensity and load was increased.
Okay, thank you. Now is open this platform open for discussion. So, you have any questions or you have any suggestion, or you can ask. Sir?
Yes, sir. This is a time for the participants. Please, if you have any clarification, you can ask to the scholar. If you have any questions, clarification, please ask. Scholar is ready to respond. Please. There is no questions. We will wind up. Please hurry up.
So in the chat box, any questions?
Grace, madam.
Yes. I was raising my hand
Yeah,
for
madam,
long
ask.
time. Uma has not permitted me. Hello, can you listen to me?
Yes, madam.
Uma
Yes,
was
madam.
not permitted.
Ma'am, I have put you as co-host, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much. And so it was indeed a great pleasure to listen from you all, right from Paul sir and Gopinathan sir, and also your candidate Joshua. So all three are related to me also in one way or other. And Paul sir worked with me at YMCA College of Physical Education. And Gopinath sir was my first scholar in PhD. And Joshua, my student as well, he worked in YMCA College of Physical Education. So in such a way, all three of them are known personalities to me, and they are growing and growing very well in the field of physical education and sports. So I congratulate all three of you, being an external examiner and the guide and supervisor, and also completing this PhD Viva Voce by Joshua. I would like to share a few points here. Paul sir said that in 2002, Gopinathan sir, when he was addressing as a presentation for his PhD Viva Voce examination, now the year is 22. So 20 long years you are remembering these words, Paul sir. So happy to hear from you. And I know that Gopinathan sir is a hard worker, and he has produced many numbers in the field of physical education as well as the psychology. So congratulations goes to Gopinathan sir. And after your retirement also, you are concentrating on completion of PhD for your candidate. So once again, congratulations to you. And I also congratulate Joshua. Very well presented your topic. And there is no question from arise from the presentation, and you did well, and you have done your thesis work in an excellent manner, and the variables which you have chosen and also what you are found out were clearly understood by us because of your presentation. And congratulations, Joshua, for completing your PhD program. And I want to ask only one thing. Yes, is there any difference between the resting heart rate and the resting respiratory rate?
Yes, ma'am. Resting heart rate and respiratory rate, right, madam? Resting heart rate and respiratory rate.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Resting heart rate is the that is the palpitation of the heart during rest, and the respiratory rate is the number of breaths which a person inspirates, which a person inspirates and expirates in for a minute. So this is the difference between respiratory rate and resting pulse rate, resting heart rate. Resting heart rate is the palpitation of the heart, and respiratory rate is the person who inhales and exhales during respiration.
So nice. And is there any both are same or difference?
I mean, there is a difference because it is related to, that is, resting heart rate related to the function of the, that is the ability of the heart, and this respiratory rate, it is related to the respiration, that is the function of the lungs.
Okay, I'll also add a point that yes, heartbeats in each breath what we inhale, and in each breath 4 times heartbeats. So heartbeats is normally 72 to 80, but here it is 1 to 16. Yes, yeah, that is the difference. That's all. So it is understood by each and every one of us that you have done your own study and you have done very hard work and you have completed your task, and God bless you for your future endeavors. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Once again, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Dr. Josh. Yeah. May
Yes,
I speak,
madam.
Dr. Paulson, sir, with your permission?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes,
So,
ma'am. Sure.
yeah. Right. I could see the way the guide has guided Mr. Joshua for coming up in his life. The study which he has done is enormous and really great. Let me congratulate the guide and the scholar. And there's a question on scholar, that is, what kind of Surya Namaskara was adopted? Which Kendra?
And there are two types of Surya Namaskar. One is 10 stages and then the 12 stages. In my study, 12 stages of Surya Namaskar was adopted, and
Yeah, but
yes, madam, 12 stages of Surya Namaskar, and it is between Sthila Karna Vyayama and Yogasanas.
yeah, whether it was Vivekananda Kendra, what Kendra you have taken, I don't know. But you said cycle. What were you trying to talk about the cycle, each cycle?
There are 12 steps. So starting from
No, you just
Namaskar,
no.
from
Only
Namaskar
explain me. You said 2 cycles, 4 cycles. That is what I wanted to.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay. I understood, ma'am. What's your question? That is, 2 cycles means that is, one cycle is the that is the 12 stages will be performed. So the after 2 cycles means that is after that is in one cycle 12 stages will be there. The next cycle another 12 stages will be there, and after the 2 cycles, relaxation will be given, which is a savasana. So that is the meaning of that cycles, man.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Joshua. I just wanted to make a confirmation, because you said that 16 cycles were performed in the last week of the training program.
Yes, ma'am.
So were the students able to probably perform, like it is a new kind of thing? Anyhow, thank you so much, because I wanted to confirm only that you have, but Shavasana, I don't know how far it is better. Ordinary rest could be better, as you say, you have decreased the density as you went on. That's what you said, right?
Yes,
ma'am. You have decreased it. But Shavasana in between Surya Namaskara is something very unique. Thank you so much for enlightening me with the new method of training. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more clarification, please ask. I request all the participants to have the clarifications. You can ask immediately. Otherwise, we'll go further. Sir, Paul, sir?
Sir,
I think no more questions. Right, sir? We can go for a conclusion, I think. Any more questions? Please ask immediately. Sir, Paul, sir, go ahead.
Okay.
Sir? No, sir.
Sir.
And the Nagarajan or sir hand raise pandrar, sir. He wants to ask some clarification. I think so, but we are muted him. He sent a message in the chat box.
Yes, sir. This is Dr. N. Sati from SCRT. I'm an assistant professor. There is one question to Joshua. Your presentation is very excellent. You have done your research in a systematic manner. It is. I want to congratulate you and your guide and all the support you got from the university. One question, general question related to Surya Namaskar. May I ask you, Joshua?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Surya Namaskar is very good kind of exercise for keeping ourselves fit. Just there is some kind of reluctance among the people to do Surya Namaskar and yoga. So in this scenario, being the physical director, what would you suggest the government and also the schools? It is our duty to enlighten and sensitize our children. What could you suggest the government or the schools or physical education teachers in the schools should do to sensitize the children to adopt yoga and also Surya Namaskar? This is a very simple question. Please reflect on this. Thank you. You are congratulations. You are done very excellently. Your presentation is also very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have recommended in my recommendations itself, it can be administered to women students and also to the school students. And it also, in my introduction itself, I told it is it develops the overall personality of a person, and also it develops the general flexibility of the body. So if it is given to students in schools, their personality and also their that is their physical fitness, general physical fitness will improve, and it will also reflect in their academics also. So it can be recommended, and we can enlighten the students by having demonstrations on schools with the permission of government. Thank you, sir.
Any clarifications? Mani sir, na முடிச்சலாமா?
Okay,
முடிச்சலாம் சார்.
Sir, Paul sir.
Yes, sir.
Conclude, sir. Conclude.
So the PNF techniques to increase the range of motion and flexibility. It also beneficial to enhance performance and decrease the risk of injury during exercise.
Sir, you have muted, sir. Sir, you have muted.
Okay. Thank you. So PNF techniques to increase the range of motion and flexibility. It beneficial to enhance performance and decrease the risk of injury during exercise. So the Surya Namaskar will tend as a daily workout at home, since gyms might be closed due to COVID-19. So the scholar presented and well defended his research work. He answered all the questions on the basis of research work presentation and answering. The clarification may be awarded doctorate in physical education after the syndicate approval. So hereafter, Mr. Joshua Edison may be called Dr. D. Joshua Edison. So once again, I extend my sincere gratitude to all the people who are behind this, and also inviting me as an external examiner. So congratulations, Joshua.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now this is a time for the Thanksgiving. Before the formal thanks from the scholar, I would like to thank all the participants from the inner of my heart. I would like to thank Dr. J.P. Sukumar, the former registrar of this university, for participation in the Viva's program. Also, I thank my guide, Dr. Grace Elina Madam, Dr. S. Thirumala Kumar, and all other faculties from the university and from UMCA, Dr. Jodi, Dr. Johnson Prem Kumar, and all other faculty members, and also the web coaster, Dr. Uma Diliraj, for hosting the program. I sincerely thank our university Vice Chancellor, Registrar, the HOD of the department, and the Controller of Examination, Dr. Manikandan, for various assistance. Now, once again, I thank each and everyone for participating in the program. I also thank my student, Dr. G. Kovarsan from Andhra Pradesh. He's a well-disciplined student. He has taken part in the program. Once again, I thank each and everyone for participating in my own scholar by Voce examination. Now, the formal thanks from the scholar, Dr. D. Joshua Edison. Joshua Edison, please.
Good afternoon to one and all. I deem it a privilege and honor to deliver the vote of thanks for this PhD Viva Voce examination. First of all, I thank the Lord Almighty for his unfailing grace that has helped me to see this day afar. My sincere thanks to the Vice Chancellor, Dr. V. Sundar, and also the Registrar, Dr. V. Gopinathan sir of Sports University for their support. My sincere thanks to Dr. Manikandan, HOD and HOD of the Department of Physical Education and Controller of Examination of Tamil Nadu's Physical Education and Sports University for his help in making this day possible. On this day, I stand with a heart full of gratitude to my guide, Dr. P. Gopinathan sir, for his constant support, encouragement, and guidance throughout the tenure of my research work, without which this day would not have been possible. And also, I thank Dr. J.P. Sukumar, who was my inspiration and my well-wisher, who has always been a source of encouragement and guidance. And also, I thank Dr. Vairamani, sir, and my former colleagues of Dr. NGR University, and especially thanks to Mr. Chandru, the HOD of the Department of Physical Education and Sports in Dr. NGR University, who guided me through this study and also helped me to successfully finish my thesis work. And also, I thank everyone in the YMCA College of Physical Education, which was my alma mater. And also, I thank each and every person in YMCA College of Physical Education, that is the teaching faculties and also the non-teaching faculties, especially the teaching faculties they are my teachers, and also they are my colleagues, former colleagues, and I thank each and everyone in that great institution. And I'd like to thank my department, that is directors and JDs, and also my diet principal, and also my colleagues in diet and also in SCERT for giving their support. And also I thank many more friends, well-wishers, colleagues, and fraternity of Physical Education Department of various institutions who participated in my Vivos, and also friends of mine who participated. If I name, there will be a lot of names. I mention everyone, my friends and my colleagues and the fraternity of Physical Education Department of various institutions. I want to thank them all for making this day a great successful one. And last but not least, I thank my family members, especially my parents and my in-laws and my wife, for their support to finish this doctoral program and their support in my throughout my life. Thank you one and all present here. Thank you.
I convey my sincere thanks to external examiner, Dr. Paul Jivasi. Sir, please accept my sincere thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Madam.
Sir?
Madam.
Sir?
Madam.
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
Right,
sir,
right.
My sincere thanks to my external examiner, Dr. Paul Jivasingh, sir, who was my teacher. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh,
who
yeah,
was my teacher during my BPEd program in YMCA College of Physical Education. Thank you, sir.
See, normally the teachers are forgotten, so you also forget. You also forget.
Thank you, sir. Sorry.
Thanks. Okay.
No problem.
Okay, Paul, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. from the guide as well as the scholar.
Shall I end the session?
Madam,
Okay.